Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the underestimated Bink or Bust Bankroll Challenge. We're currently sitting 4 tables NL50, 1 table of NL100. It is day 9. Our bankroll is at 3,015. A little bit of a dip since our last session. Obviously to be expected. We can go up, down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down. Queen 10 here, I think we just check when the ace falls. Too many aces in his range, and especially when the spades peel off. The run out's not great for us. Top last, I'm pretty comfortable just showing down the ace 9, so that's good. Probably be a relatively short stream this morning. Kind of got lots going on outside of the stream. Okay, we're just going to check back here with the ping. Just pulling the live stream up and running. Okay. Ace Queen, we have 3-bet. Tim fold calls. We're just going to fold the Ace Queen. And I think we can go for 1 street of value here with the King Jack. For sure, we can go with 1 street of value here. Question is, can you get 2 there? And with the ace on board, I don't really think so. So I think just checking back flop is fine. Here we flop the royal flush draw. Just gonna check to him. We're gonna call, and then I'm gonna lead out here. I think that looks a little bit bluff here. I know we're not supposed to really lead out big very often, but I think most players are not going to put us on a flush when we lead out. So. Ouch. I was actually kind of thinking he might have 6s. Well, that went to hell. What a runner for that guy. Well, we flop the royal. He turns a set, and then we get voted on the river. We probably should just fold that river, realistically. I think almost for sure, but it's hard to fold, but like the third nuts. You might be getting a little crazy if you're folding the third nuts all the time. In those spots, I wouldn't expect him to bet 6s too often on that flop. So it's been a pretty swingy morning so far. Before the stream started, we got queens in versus aces and managed to chop that. And before that, we got 2 pair in against top pair on turn, and we chopped that. Or on the flop, and we chopped that. And here, I suspect we're gonna get a set in against a flush. So if he block bets, we call. I guess if he goes big, we probably just fold. Yeah, so we're gonna have to call that just because of the sizing, but I think we're just gonna lose here with the ace X. Not this time. I don't know why you would bluff so small. I guess you're just trying to fold out my crap. Queen Jack suited, we're just gonna let this go. Okay, and we're gonna squeeze the aces. Queen 5 suited fold. Yeah, I think that's probably a mistake. I don't know if you consider it a mistake, but you know, he basically would have had to have had quads or pocket 6s for us to lose there. So So he donk leads out here pretty big. I don't think there's really any bad turn cards for us. Like maybe a 5 and a 4 that's not a heart would be considered bad. But I think if we shove, they just fold too often. So we're just going to call the aces. And then hopefully, hopefully miscellaneous can ship like 10s or jacks here. We probably lose, but I don't think we can really fold aces here. Alright. Well, we need a 5, don't we? 2, 3, 4, 5 to chop, or an ace to win. Yeah, we 4-bet. Okay, we call here in the top right. It's a good spot. We'll defend the 7s against that tiny 3-bet. We run the first 2, then okay. So this has probably been one of the swingiest 30 seconds of poker I've ever had. I'm gonna pull up the poker craft here and kind of see where we're at. So I think probably even one NL 100 stack, and then this little piece of shit. Oh, we got sucked out on. Is that what happened? We'll go 10-6 in here. So we squeeze aces against wild fish over here. He calls deuces, which is not good. I don't think against a big squeeze like that. I'm pretty sure you just fold deuces there. Like when you set mining with putting in 15% of your stack, I don't think that's good. Pocket 4s here. I think we just check fold. Ace king suited and squeeze. But yeah, anyways, I don't even know what happened there. Like, let's just look at this. So, lost with full heart with flush. Lost with big pot with pair of kings. Value 10 4-bets us here. Jack 9 suited, we can just call. Oh, that was a NL 50 we won a big pot with. Or NL 100 here. I just called the ace suited this time. Probably a bad play, we're just so deep. Not sure what the best case scenario is there. So I don't think he 4-bets 10s and jacks. Right? Alright, let's go. Are we in again? We're all in again here. Win with the 9s. I don't think he 4-bets pocket 10s, pocket jacks here very often when we squeeze. I think a lot of his range is going to be queens, kings, aces. If there was a diamond out there, I'd be more likely to. I'm gonna make sure we're muted here. Make a move. So fold with the 9s. Fold queen 5. Fold the 8-5. I guess we fold the ace king here. This feels so bad. Feels very poorly played. Ace king suited. Forward, like 180 bigs deep. I'm not really sure if we're supposed to get that in or not. Here we're 3-betting the pocket kings. So we're going to check back, do a little bit of pot control here. We expect to still have the best hand here the vast majority of the time against this guy. Like we just saw him call the squeeze with 10-6 suited, right? So now, how aggressive do we think he is? I think we can probably only get one street of value here. So I think the best way to do that's probably just check turn and then bet like half pot on river. or let him bluff river and call. Yes. Yeah, so I think we would have got called on turn, and then he would have check folded river. Or we get called on river, and then he would have check folded. Or we get called on turn, check, and then check fold river, whatever. Anyways, yeah, this has just been I was just a wild swing of cards there. I think we went all in 4 times in our first like 100 hands this morning, or even maybe even more. Question is, are we gonna be up or are we gonna be down? We're gonna be even. Yes, we are up. We were down 100, and then we were 80. Fold 10-6, fold 5. Deuce 9-5 is actually a pretty dry board, so we're just gonna see bet it. Just 100%. Better if there's like a king out there. But definitely ace of clubs. See bet. Okay, so we got the stream up. I think we should let this go. So, welcome everybody to the Banker Bust 100K Bankroll Challenge. Day 9, we are trying to run 2,500 up to 100K and moving from NL50 to NL1K all over the course of 6 to 8 months. Obviously an extremely lofty goal. Point here is to just prove Poker Dream is kind of alive and well in 2025. A little bit of inspiration taken from Mr. Bet Bolt and his challenge. He's getting destroyed in it right now. Seems like he's kind of coming out of it a little bit, actually. I think we'll just defend the King 7 suited. I don't know if you guys have been following along with that, but I think it's been pretty good. I've been playing a lot more heads up since watching him play. I feel like my game is actually a lot better now than it was prior to that. It's funny, like all it takes is watching a video here or a video there, and you know, something kind of just clicks sometimes. We should have bet that river. That's a bit of a mistake. We're just off ramping, so not the end of the world. But. Okay. So 2-5. 2-5 is not bad. Continue Tim at 1-2. You're gonna fold Jack 3. We'll raise the 8s. So yes, our bankroll is at 3,000 basically right now. We were at 33 the other day. So we've been on a bit of a downtick over the last couple days, but overall, pretty good success so far. Fold Queen 4 suited. Haven't been putting in a ton of volume either, which is not ideal. We'd obviously like to be able to put in more volume than we have been lately, but for the amount of volume we've put in, I'm pretty relatively happy with the results. I don't think you can expect much more for how much volume we've put in. And it's been mostly NL50. You know, we've played 13, 14, 15. Let's just pull it up. Let's pull up a total. So we started on the 18th. Majority of hands were NL50. Pocket 4s can 3-bet here sometimes. We'll just go ahead and call. Should actually double check that. I feel like I feel like calling there is just bad a lot of the time. I feel like we should almost be like 3-betting 100% out of the big blind into a lot of small blind players who are not going to be 4-betting properly. So you're just going to be printing money. Not 100% of hands, but 100% of like the hands we're going to play. Probably better off just to 4-bet most of them. Or 3-bet, sorry, most of them. Because the small blind range is just going to be so wide, and the wider ranges get, the more mistakes players will make. Now, back to this. Okay, we're gonna raise king 10. We'll flip 10-6. Fold the a6. Well, I get 3-bet here when he's tanking. Calls. Okay, 5-5-4. Not really a board we do much c-betting on. The bigger the card that's paired, more often you c-bet. And the smaller you c-bet. And the smaller the card, the less often you c-bet, and the bigger you c-bet. It's kind of the general takeaway in those spots. 9-5, we're not playing this. Okay, so we've played, yes, we've played 15,000 hands. We're up about 1,400 in EV. So we're not running great either. I think we can block bet this turn. I think when we check to him, we just have to fold. So we do beat like Jack 10, Queen 10, like, you know, 8-9 type hands. I think we're going to call the king. Yeah. I think that's a spot where you can probably call like Queen X, King X, and obviously Ace X. Some portion of the time, like it just feels like a bit of a weak stab there. It could also be like a 3 or a 4 for sure. But I don't think we can fold there getting those odds. Just getting like, we're getting, what were we getting, like 6-1 or something. There's enough, you know, portion of the time where what happened here? We ISO'd. I'm just going to see that small. I think people just overfold because they're both fish. So if they like limp call pocket twos, they're just going to fold. So he min clicks it back. Where obviously it sucks not to have a diamond, but I think we are 2 overcards and 4 outs to the essential nuts. We just can't fold there. Diamonds do hit. Sometimes that min bet is like, oh, that's interesting. But we're going to try out our 10% river bet, and turn goes check, check. Yeah, well, we're just calling because it's annoying, but whatever. I guess you're just hoping I fold. Seems crazy. That seems that's just a crazy hand. So, what I've found from fish, even in position, like when they're in position, is they'll like min click you with a flush draw, so that you call, and then you check turn to them, and then they can check back, and they get to basically see 2 cards really cheap and try to hit their flush. So, in those situations, when you have a strong hand, I think you can just be betting. Oh, we went way too big here. Hopefully money moves just rips it with like ace queen. He doesn't see bet flop, so I'm gonna block bet my 3 of hearts here. He does raise, I will let that go. I hope he just folds. Nice. But anyways, yeah, for like the amount of days we've played, you know, we should have more hands, I think. We should be able to average at least 2,000 hands a day. Okay, we're gonna value bet here with the 4 on the turn. Again, just one of those spots. Like, you're gonna get value on the turn, or you're gonna get value on the river. This particular case, I'd rather just bet on the turn and make him pay to see the river with like 2 overcards that he's gonna have. Tired. So, but anyways, yeah, for being on day 9, we should have at least, you know, 18,000 hands, 20,000 hands. We're playing, you know, 2,000 hands a day. Basically, our goal is to play at least, you know, 60,000 hands a month, which is basically 2,000 hands a day. So we're going to be trying to tick that a little bit. So he went a little bit bigger here, I'm assuming because of the limp. And we will bump that up. Pocket kings. But basically, at 60,000 hands, you should be able to jump. 60,000 hands at this, you know what I mean? Once we've put in 60,000 hands per state, obviously NL50 kind of already jumping out of it, which is fine because we started with a bankroll that we can take shots at NL100 pretty quickly. Anyways, to my point, 60,000 hands, we should be able to jump a stake every month. Is basically the goal. Every 30 days, we should be able to jump stakes, 60,000 hands, and that's at jumping at like a 40 buy-ins, right? Like if you were to have 40 buy-ins for NL100, you play 60,000 hands, your win rate only needs to be like 7 or 8 BBs per 100 with, you know, leaderboard rate back, actual winnings, which is pretty reasonable, to basically double your bankroll, right, every 60 days. So if you're playing at 10 BBs per 100, you only need to play 40,000 hands, and you'll double your bankroll, which will give you 40 buy-ins for the stake up, right? So that's essentially the goal, is to put in 60,000 hands. Because of the rake structure, and you know, 60,000 hands is not a lot of hands, as far as like variance is concerned. I'm going to overbet here. So I think the overbet stops the check raise and it increases our fold equity. I think if we go like half pot or 3/4 pot, we just get check raised way more often, and like getting check raised here is pretty bad. So the fact that he does check raise massively here is likely some sort of 2-pair, since we have most of the blockers for the draws and stuff. And I am calling here with the combo draw. This sucks, basically. But if we do hit, we probably get paid off the vast majority of the time. We have what, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have what, 9, 10, 12 outs, 12 1 outs, 20, 22, 30%. But the implied odds are that when he check raises this big, we're gonna get paid off if we hit the river, and we get paid off for sure here. There's no way he doesn't just shove this. The 7's such a hit. What is happening? The 7s is such a hitting card where he should just get ripped on there. Like 4s, 9s, jacks, jack 9, 4, 5 or something. Ace 9 suited, we're gonna raise. Yeah, suited at top 2. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you pretty much have to call there with top 2. When you check raise the overbet, you can't really check fold. All right, so we're deep against a relatively mega-ish whale. I would do 3-bet the ace 9 suited against the under the gun open. Here we're gonna go for the check raise on the king 5-7 board. He does call the check raise. It's a good turn, or good, relatively good flop for us. We're gonna just check give up now on the 3. And we're gonna check back the ace here, and we're also folding here. Against this guy, we'd probably check here and then value bet river. Could argue to just bet. He's gonna call flushes and like 4s and 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s and stuff. So maybe it's better to just bet turn. But okay. Of course, calling here. Spades is not a great river card. Value Town bets now. I suspect he probably has a better ace. Maybe like 5-4 suited, or the spades potentially as well. So he does lead out. We'll go for one button. I wonder if folding an ace here is like really bad for half pot. It is probably really bad. I just kind of believe him. This is sort of the issue I'm having here. And with three-way is the other issue. Like, I just have an ace so often there. You know? He folded. Not sure about that one, to be honest. So he fires 3/4 pot. I feel like maybe just betting flop there. Like, we 3-bet, we hit the ace. Maybe we should bet to avoid any of that nonsense. I just don't know of enough values down. So we block Jack 10, we block Jack. I think I just called a 9 here. Nice. I don't really know enough about value town, I guess is what I'm getting at. That's a pretty nitty fold, I think, on the river there. Like when we check back flop and then it calls turn and then he bets out half pot. I think we're probably just supposed to call there because like folding there is like massively overfolding. They're just kind of one of those spots where I did believe them. And here, I'm just gonna overbet. Hope to get called by something. It's really about the end of it. Maybe it's best to just check and let him bluff there since he clearly doesn't have anything. Can't get called really. Anyways, it feels like a really nitty fold. Kind of just came down to I sort of believed him. It's kind of the reality of it. But like, I think I should just be c-betting that flop. If I c-bet that flop, this never happens. There's a good shot he was beating us, like ace jack, ace queen. Value bets river there a good portion of the time. I think they probably go a bit smaller though than half pot. Folding there is definitely like that, like long term. GTO, blah blah blah. Kind of just a spot where I sort of believed him a little bit, so I let it go. Which I think is fine. I think despite, you know, Robot 101 is GTO says this, so you do it. I think it's fine to a point. I also think listening to your like, quote unquote gut is also pretty important, because I don't think it's just like it's a feeling, like some hooju wooju kind of stuff. I think the reality is that you've played so many hands of poker as you're, obviously after having experience and stuff, that like you just subconsciously recognize certain spots even when you don't realize you're recognizing them. And I think that's kind of like that feeling you get where you're like, fuck, I'm beat here. So I think it's important to listen to that, and I think it's way less tilted. I did have the 5. I'm surprised to check that back with all the spades that I would call with. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, listen to your gut, I think, is kind of what I'm getting at. When it comes down to it, we're just gonna fold Jack 9 suited. King rolls off. We were the pre-flop raiser. Flop checked around everywhere. I think we stabbed this. It'd be nice to have some equity of any kind, especially because we're stabbing four-handed here. Nobody bet, nobody raised, nobody bet flop. Like the fact that nobody bet flop kind of makes it more likely that somebody might be calling here. Especially ace 10, jack a4, but yeah, okay, that's fine. We're just done with the hand. He probably has 5. Like when like they check back flop, the king falls, and then he like raises this huge. This guy's a bit of a donkey, so he could just have nothing. But generally speaking, he probably checked a strong hand, and now he's going for value when it looks like I have a king. So I think if we're gonna stab at that, you should probably have some equity realistically, and obviously better bluffs, like 4 5 suited, 3 deuce 3 suited, ace 5 suited, ace 2 suited, stuff like that that's gonna block him from having the straights and gives us equity to the straights. gonna fold king nine suited here. Probably squeeze some portion of the time. So we bet flop, calls. We're just gonna check turn here on the 8. It's gonna have a lot of 9x and overcards. We are gonna call the river bet. Oh wow, runner again. The amount of runners today has been pretty astronomical. So we're gonna keep trying to go where we're at as best as we can. So we're up 125 currently. Fold the ace 3, fold the 9-3, 6-5 suited. This is a great spot though, like being heads up against this guy. It's going to be a really good spot. Like, look at all the flop value that we can get in, out of this guy. Obviously, that's a fine call, but he's going to be calling so wide with so many different hands. Could flop an extremely strong hand. We're going to start with a big bet. Snap calls. So now we're just going to block bet. And now we're going to check fold. Wow. What a bad run out. Maybe barreling big again on the turn is okay, but the snap call kind of shut me down a little bit because I didn't think he was going to fold. In that case, I kind of just want to see all the cards with my, my draws and stuff. Here, we raise, he leads into us. We have a gut shot, we are going to call. Fold 7-4. Then he checks. I'm going to bet and then bet river as well. We got a 6-7. Good lord, child. Alright. So, we're going to stop bluffing. We're going to need to hit a hand here before his stack gets too big and he decides to just dip. So, we are going to fold here. We're going to raise the jacks. And we're going to be opening the king 3. So he doesn't seem to be 3-betting us like ever. Okay, we're gonna c-bet here as well. Raise the ace jack. Okay, pot jacks on this board. I think, given it's up against 2 fish, probably it's easier to bet small here. I think it's just gonna make the hand easier to play. Obviously, nobody 3-bets. Probably like. He probably doesn't have 7s, 9s, or queens. I think he 3-bets the majority of that pre-flop. We do get 2 callers, so we're just going to kind of shut down now. So now we lose to the 9, we lose to the queen. We do beat flushes, or flush draws, sorry. Now this guy's leaving. Hopefully not, but I think when he's tanked this long, he's probably just going to tank all the way down, sit out, and leave. Queen 10 suited, we can 3-bet, we can call. Put in the call this time. Okay, ace 10 suited, we bump it up. So we did get called here. I think we probably just have to shut down, given his stack size. If he does check back turn, I'm just going to rip the river. Alright, that's kind of good. He might end up hero calling a jack now, but it just makes him, I doubt it. And it makes it significantly less likely that he has a hand. So here we get checked to twice. We're just going to bet here. I'm not going to overbet. Last time we overbet, we showed that we had a bluff. 5 ways here. Let's go a little bit over half pot. I'm not really sure, like 4 ways with a bunch of fish on that board. I don't know, technically what the best play is, but I think aggression generally makes things easier to play. So in spots we don't really know, the theoretically proper move, I think it's going to just be always better to lean towards the aggressive action, because it always just makes future streets, relatively more straightforward and, easier to play. We are going to block bet this with bottom pair against this guy. Okay, that's interesting. We got 2 pair now. It's a 4 flush board. I think we probably just have to check though. I think I'm going to call one. This guy's shown enough, you know, ability to spew that I think he's going to bet like a 10 there on the turn. If he bets again on the river, we probably just have to fold. And I'm not sure why this stream is lagging out right now. Hopefully it's just me. Yeah, it looks like it's just mine. Okay. Okay, 5 deuce, we're gonna bump that up. Yeah, maybe it's shorted out for everybody there. I'm not really sure. So make sure you guys are watching the stream. What is going on here? I wonder if that's YouTube crashing out. It's not. According to this, the stream's running fine. I'm obviously playing. Yeah, it must just be YouTube tweaking out here a little bit or something. But anyways, what's going on? Hopefully they fix that. It's like, I'm assuming it's not my stream doing this. Did he fold when he ripped it? I think he did, right? He did. Yeah. I'm just gonna check this back. Given his stack size, I don't need to put 3 bets in to get his stack. And I think by checking back flop, it's going to induce him to call wider. Okay, we do get the 1 call. I don't know if this is YouTube or, yeah, snap off river, of course. Actually. I mean, that's one way to play ace king for sure. Definitely one way to play ace king. Oh, we're going to defend the king 8 suited here. And I'm going to bet the ace 5. Raise the jack 10. Okay, we're going to bump the king 10 off. I'm going to go ahead and just assume this is YouTube and not my stream, because my tables are running fine. We're not legging out. The stream seems to be running fine. So, as a low frequency open, we are going to open it this time. Check the tables here. I'm going to say, I feel like we've been dipping here pretty strongly over the last little bit. It's the one thing when you're playing against guys who are playing so many hands is you're going to end up kind of, I think, generally losing more often than winning, but then you're just going to win a bigger hand, right? I'm just going to bet half pot here. Take that down. I think they're just going to generally play relatively straightforward with the fish, so you can, you know, sort of bluff small and value bet big. And flops that are good for your range, and they're just calling really wide, you want to just bet it, and then if they call, you can, you know, give up if you don't have it, and if you do have it, just keep blasting. Okay, jack 6. Cool. Like here we get limped in, we do flop a king, but we're not really going to be interested in this pot. Don't need to win every pot. Flop goes, you know, 4 ways. You have a terrible like second pair. Go with it. Especially when there's an ace out there. One thing that's always held true, like fish will play every single ace, especially suited. So when there is an ace out there, the odds of them having an ace are like significantly increased. Fold 7 deuce. Wow, this guy just stacked somebody too. Kings. That was a crazy hero call. Okay, we're gonna fold the 8 and 3, fold the queen 9. That was a roller coaster session though. 0, to EV up, to straight down, to back up, to way back down, to back up, to back up, to back up, and then it's been relatively chill for the last couple hundred hands. So we are trying to keep the streaming every single day going. Generally, it's going to be around this time, you know, between 5 to 7. Today will be a little bit shorter. Long night, just a long night last night, and a very busy day in the real world kind of coming up today, so not going to be a whole lot of action here. What just happened? Oh wow. Deuce 3 offsuit, takes it. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. But I am going to ISO his open limp. What in the heck happened there? Raises. Falls in the big blind thinking odds, and then he just flops 2 pair top 2, or 2 pair. And, you know, the rest is history. Here, we do a lot of checking here against this guy. I think he's going to call pretty much all of his overcards, so I do want to bet here. Then he checks. We are also going to check back, and then I'm going to call the river. Where was this hand here? Kings. But if he doesn't bet, we just check back. What in the hell? I mean, thanks, I guess. Guy's running pretty hot though. He's playing 60% of hands. He's getting a lot of big pairs and collecting a lot of chips. Fold the 8-4. Sir tanks a lot. Captain, all I do is tank. Tanks all the way down, then decides to raise. Drives me nuts. This doesn't make any sense. Probably playing on his phone right now, I would assume. He's only on 2 tables though, so whatever. Just gonna not get tilted. Not gonna get tilted by it. Oh no. That's what I was worried about. You build up too much of a stack, and they're just gonna leave. They won't stick around. King Jack off. Do a lot of 3-betting. Some calling in the big blind. Check here. We are gonna fold the deuces. Fold the queen deuce. He's gonna see bet that 100%, but I guess we just fold. Raise king 10, and we're going to raise the ace 4 off, and I will jump in on this table. As we leave this table. Oh, we're probably just going to be. Yeah, right. Not interested in playing Ruby Jones, heads up. I will, as things in our bankroll progress, but you know, he's a tight enough player that it's going to be hard to get paid too often here. So we just called, we're going to check to him. Okay. And we bet. And he folds. And the pocket deuces will just defend here. And check again. And then we're going to fold again. Fold the 3 deuce. Ace 10 in the big blind. We'll just call. Okay. Flop the ace. Going to check to him. Fold Jack 5. He bets. I think if he had a better ace, he'd go bigger. Like ace, jack, ace, queen, ace, king. I can't see him betting that small on this board with it. Okay, we flop an ace here. We're gonna check it back, and we're just gonna go half pot on the river here. He bets. We're gonna call here, and then we're pretty much calling. Oh, we're obviously calling that river, but we're gonna call pretty much every river. And I think we'll just bet here. Five for suited fold. Okay, we 3-bet, flop comes ace queen 5. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, again, it's just like if we check here, we just open ourselves up to lose the pot, obviously. So I think even though we have jacks, we have showdown value and all that bullshit. I think just betting there would be the best play, like 100% of the time. Tapping, nothing. Ace 10. Oh, he was hoping for the beat. That'd be cool. Did anybody hit no? Bad beat's just cranking stuff. Biggest hit has been 2,900 on March 19th. So that was a long time ago. The way this bad beat jackpot like usually pops off. So, which is, I mean, it's been hitting a lot. It hits some huge, like 10, 20, like twice in 1 week or something, and then it hit like a 2-5, and then it hit a 1-2, and then another 2-5, and then just like bankroll or the bad beat got destroyed. So it's nice to see it climbing back up. That's for sure. Here, fold 7 deuce. Okay, we're at 100 so far. So we do check the graph for you guys so you can stay up to date on the session. Personally, I hate checking the results because if I'm up a lot, it affects how I play. Down, not as much. Down, I usually just, if I get start feeling tilted, I'll just quit. But when I'm up a bunch, I get like winner's tilt. And then not so much to the effect of like, I think I'm going to win every hand and I start spewing. I'll start like overfolding spots to not get stacked. Now we've 3-bet Nishi quite a few times here. And she's called and then just like snaps with the flops. Okay, this board, we're gonna go pretty big here. Around 60-70%, I think, most of the time. If we do bet it, we go big. She also folds again. Can take a quick note of that. Seems to call 3 decks pretty wide and quickly folds flop 3 times so far. Hit fold. Jack teeth. So we're never gonna get ISO here, so we're just gonna limp in with deuces. Okay. As I eat my words, we're gonna be calling here. Obviously. And then we check fold. Should never say 100% we're not gonna get ISO'd, because he probably had a hand and that's why he ISO'd. Generally speaking, we're not gonna get ISO'd here. Well, now what do we do? Guess we just fold. I think, I mean, he's obviously got a pair now when he calls, but I think probably good some portion of the time there. But I think so insignificant, and they obviously have like a million outs against us. They both have 7-5, so it's a spot where we probably could have won that hand if we really pushed on it. Wow, 2 flushes and top pair, and almost no money goes into the pot. Is that not wild? I'm gonna go a little bit smaller here because Jack Thief's gonna do it for me. Could have actually probably gone like 8. And then if he like limped in hand, we could like, if he ships, we can call. Versus like quantum, if he 4-bets there, we're just gonna fold some portion of the time. So I think in a spot like that, when you have a small stack in the big blind, I could actually probably go 11's probably too big. I should probably just gone like 8, because then Jack 2's just going to rip or fold. And then it kind of dictates Quantum's hand for us. King 3, we're going to fold. Pocket queens, obviously we are raising, and we hope that Teeth rips it. He does call. It's a good start. And if Quantum 3-bet, we probably just would have ripped there, because it looks like Ace King a lot, and Ace King does do that some portion of the time. And then you get called by like 8s, 9s, 10s. A lot of the time here too. Okay, so there's no 3-bet, so I don't put him on jacks or 9s. Could have deuces, could have jack 9, but a lot of draws are going to be in his range. And I think if I call here, Teeth has like queen 10 or flush or some sort of draw. Obviously, queen 10 is super unlikely. That he will do this, and then we can just call. And it just makes our hand super easy to play. Pretty much coin flipping here, though, unfortunately. So let's hope for some run good. That's terrible. We get another heart on the turn. Close. Ay, ay, ay. It's becoming a bit of a constant here. Losing both runouts. Okay, so open call, we squeeze, rampage calls, shoxy calls. That is a really good board. So we're going to check fold, unfortunately. He doesn't even hesitate to barrel that. Wow, we fold. So it's going to be like set or straight or something. Good lord, people. Well, better just make a note. Over top pair. So jacks, jack them. That makes sense. Calling 3-bet, 10s, jacks, it's pretty standard. Ace, queen, sort of stuff. Okay, queen 6 suited, we're gonna raise queen 4 off. I'll just let it go. 4 to 7 5, 4 king deuce. I mean, given how crazy this session is, to be up a little bit is really not bad. We will fold queen 6 suited. 1-2 tables look pretty good right now. 2-5's got a fish. This looks like there's at least 2 fish. 3 fish here. Some value Sam's playing 1-2 as well. I'm gonna join the pot here just because it's a whole bunch of fish. Obviously, we're gonna just be like check folding 80% of the time probably, but I think when you got 4 fish at the table, you got to try to put yourself in some random spots to try to collect their chips anyways. Okay, we're gonna raise up the jack 10 off. At cutoff, we will also raise jack 10 off. Oh my god, this mother effer and his tanking. Like, I think he tank bets every hand. I gotta like really watch him, because I swear every single time he bets, he like tanks down into the time bank for 30 seconds and then he bets. King, queen, queen. We're gonna bet here. He does call. I mean, we block queen 10, block jack queen, king jack, block king 10. Probably gonna bet again here. We're just gonna go 4x, because if I go 5, I think that caps it, and I don't want that. We want him to be able to shove. and he just calls in a small blind. So he has like pocket fives, pocket sixes. He's gonna call there. If he had like 6-7, 7-8, he calls. Like ace-7, he calls. Pocket eights, pocket nines, he calls. I would think he would have raised those given his stack size, but not always. And we're gonna value bet the queens again. So if we value bet there and he raised us, we probably just fold, right? Like if he's raising there, the bluffs aren't really a thing. They're not gonna bluff anywhere near enough, if at all, right? So I think like, and then you just gotta think, is he ever gonna do that with jacks? Probably not. He's not going to do that with jacks. He's not going to do it with 10s or 9s. So the only hands he ends up doing it with would be like 5-6, 7s, 4s, 3s, 8s, 8-7, and that's about it. And then maybe the random like super combo draw like is in there randomly, but you know it's so far and few between. And then even against a hand like that, you're just like your equity's not any kind of fantastic or anything. So. Now, obviously, if he's trapping us, who cares? He's got 8 bigs. We just like raise, get it in, and hope early, you know, that doesn't happen where you limp call queen 9 offsuit for half your stack and then just drink a 9. So, whatever. Missed a c-bet here. Obviously, we ISO'd. Deuces, like, should not be checking back here ever. Yeah, we just, I don't know. We just have to fold, I think. For all we know, he's got pocket aces or something. But the river leadouts generally pretty strong out of fish as well. They have an abundant fear of like missing value, specifically on the river. They'll check. They'll check all day long on the flop. They'll check all day long on the turn. They will never, ever slow play on the river. 95% of the time, they'll never slow play on the river. Okay, big game calls. I guess we call now. Whoa, so in theory, that just makes it going to flop. Makes it that's the issue though. It's jack, king, queen, all fine. Oh my god, I thought I had 8s for a second and folded the set. Generally just folding 9s there is the play. Maybe come as a shock to everybody. It's the insane rate. On ggpoker, we're just folding like 7s, 8s, 9s there. Or maybe it doesn't come as a shock, and I've been a mass overcalling pocket pairs for a long time. King 6 will bump up. So we're pretty card dead here, unfortunately. We're just gonna go ahead and lose $100 slowly. So we just do a lot of checking on this board. I think I'll bet with the 6 this time. We don't have a ton of equity, and I think, you know, we're gonna bet a hand. Like king 6 is probably one of the best ones to do it. Having a heart out there would be better, just for the extra equity it would give us. Okay, we're gonna fold a 9-5. Fold jack 9. I guess we might as well open up an NL50 table. Okay, we'll sit here now. 10-9. I guess at the NL50 table to their, you know, 5-handed fill up, I'll open up Drogen to resize my tables, and then we'll open up an NL50 table. But for now, I think this is fine. Okay, king 10. Got up. I think we're just gonna bet here against the fish calls, and we're gonna bet again. Calls. That's a bad river card. So we don't beat any aces. Most of the straights got there. So we're just gonna check here and probably either has a flush draw or like just like an ace that's better than ours. You know, some portion of the time. But no, it was deuce three. It's deuce three of spades that called the flop and the turn and then got there on the river. It's been running really good, folks. Straight flush draw. Think we can get there this time? I mean, if everybody else is like two outing us, like runner, two outs, we gotta be able to get there here one time, right? So he raises pretty quickly in position. We're gonna call. There you guys go. All right, we're gonna check here. We're gonna call the 6. Got it. And we do brick. We completely, utterly brick. All right, we do get some action here with the queens. He raises flop, calls turn, and then calls that river somehow. Some wild stuff. 10-8 folding. So he's checked twice to us. I'm just going to go small here and then go bigger on the river. I think he folds a lot to those types of lines. Probably the only hand that's going to call us on the turn and the river is going to be a 10x, like ace 10, king 10 or something. Then here with the king 3 with the flush draw, we just call. And he checks back. Now, obviously, when he checks back turn, I don't expect him to bet on this river often enough. So I think we're just going to go like half pot, try to do it for him. Okay, and then we're going to bet big here on the river as well. Yeah, it's flip the call. Generally, you'd assume that I don't have a flush because I didn't bet the flop. You know. Thing is, if he shoves, then what do we do? Like, where you like put the and then rip it. That's like counting out your chips for a call live and then shoving them. Ah, just kidding. Actually meant to shove the whole time. I'm bluffing. Okay, pocket jacks. We're gonna 3-bet. Okay, we're gonna raise. Raise the ace jack. Fold the 8-4. Okay, he calls. I think the hand will just check it. Okay, and then we're gonna go half pot and half pot on the river. I'm gonna check that river. Let's check fold there. Ace king, we just have to check back. Nothing to do here. I lose. Queen 8 suited. 3-handed. I think we just start going min opens. Everybody's making big mistakes. And they're not defending enough against the min bet. So we'll just check down here with the ace king. Since they probably have like king queen or something at this point, but could also have queen 4 suited. They're gonna check back to the queen. Leads out 3/4. We are gonna call. It's a terrible river card. So he did, you know, lead out with a 10, lead out with an ace, spades. All those hands kind of got there. I can also have a king. So let's fold. It is an easy fold now, though. Okay, fold 6-4. Fold the 9-6. Alright, we're gonna bump up the queen 10, raise the jacks, fold 6 are suited. We got 3-bet, we're gonna hold. Okay, Okay, in position here. I'm gonna bet my jacks. Zero calls. So once he like pre-flop, he doesn't have pocket aces, doesn't have kings, doesn't have queens, doesn't have ace queen, doesn't have king queen, doesn't really have queen jack suited or anything. So there's more wrapped around. I think like tens, eights, all those should be 3-betting for the most part, anyways. And I think we double barrel just the bear queen of hearts here. It's a good river card, and I'm gonna value bet on the river against him. Nice. King with a shove, so we should be good here. Right. And if he has 9-10, so be it. He overbets. We're just gonna rip this with jacks. And we hope he has like 4s, 3s, 8s. You know, queen jack, queen 8. Wonder if he ever folds a set of fours. I don't think there's anything to do but rip, right? When he goes like pulse flop, check on turn, and then he overbets river, like he's got value hands. So I think we just want to shove there. And even though King Jack, he's drunk, I'm not gonna do that with King Jack very often. So what does he have? Like King 4, 4-3, King Queen, Queen 10. It does seem kind of lucky. Call it. Don't be scared. Stick to your gut. Make the call, sir. It is bluffy. So bluffy. It's not fucking fluffy. I have fucking like 9-10 or pocket queens. Or like literally pocket jacks. This looks exactly like pocket jacks. The issue is, he's a fish. Doesn't matter. He's gonna have a queen. He's thinking, I have a queen. So, where's it at? Oh, thanks. So he didn't 3-bet ace queen at a small blind. Nishi here 3-bets. Meg Allen cold called. I guess I'll just call the ace queen suited. Sorry, bro. Alright. Well, we're all in. Oh god, pocket fives. God, you're terrible. This guy is so annoying. Well, we stacked over here at least. Give us a shot. Fuck this guy. So terrible. Did he cash out too? Get out of here. Well. It's a little frustrating, I won't lie. That is a little bit frustrating. Oh my god, I hate that guy so much. He's such a loser donkey. This Meg Allen. Fucking guy. I don't understand him. Whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I don't like, you got a call there. I guess you could argue that we should have just shipped 3 with ace queen suited. Like, he calls behind. He doesn't have anything premium. Calling there is probably bad. So, who cares about the flop, right? Like, he gets squeezed there by a half stack. Meg Allen cold calls, so he's not going to call a rip. Probably has exactly what he had so often in the time. So we probably should have thought that through enough and then ripped it. Or fold it. You know, because we call and then he's like, oh no, on the bars, I'm going to call. And then of course he stacks them. Here, obviously, we're just going to call here with all of our equity. We're going to brick again. Yeah, I don't know. That was a pretty big mistake not ripping there. Like, not ripping there. I mean, it cost us 50 bigs probably in the end. We would have lost to the ace 10, I guess, anyways. But yeah. mean, on the flop, it's obviously going in. There's no way around that. There's tons of equity, tons of outs. And over here, what we grip that? What did he have? We get to see he had 6-5. We're gonna bet here. Fold 10-5. Fold Jack 10. Calls. King of Hearts. Pretty good card for us. So we're gonna barrel again. Fold. So usually, things that tilt me the most are like when I make a mistake or make a terrible play or like spew off when like I know better. That's like generally where I get the most tilted, right? Like there, sure, you can argue him calling 5s is crazy versus like a 15x squeeze. They pick up their nut flush draw. We're gonna bet again, but I think, you know, also in contrast to that, the reality is he had a, you know, cold called there. He's like a weird donkey fish, reg. I don't really know what to call him. So it's just gonna have too many of those types of hands for us to be doing that. And we're gonna block the 10s here, so to let him come along is a pretty big mistake, I think. And I think we have to block bet this guy as well. I think he's gonna have a lot of like 6x or 7s or 8s or something. Okay, and we're gonna bet the king here. Right. Let's get some of those chips back right now. Okay, we're gonna take a bet check back line. In position here, we're just gonna call. It's a good turn. And we're gonna bet here. Just one time, I'd like somebody to keep betting into us. Just have a jack and bet, you know? And we get called by the 3. Bet check bet line's very good against fish. They just go called too wide on the river. You could also argue going bet is better because they're gonna call pretty wide there too. So she does call. Queen's good. Like it's unlikely that Jack A here has King 10 or 10-8. I guess they could, but it's not overly likely given that they like min click 3-bet pre-flop. So we're just gonna rip this. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, it's frustrating. Well, we're not running great, folks. We're not running great. This has been an insanely swing, you know, like swing fest session. I think we've been, I mean, all things considered, we could have gone really well, or could have gone way worse than this. But yeah, this has been a bit of a bonkers sort of session. So I think what we flopped, screwed up, not shoved, got stacked again, set, like whatever. Is there anything else to do there? No. It's 100% played perfectly, I think, to get the money in. No other way to do it. Just set or set, what do you do? And it's just crazy, like min 3-bets pocket 9s out of the big blind versus an under the gun open, and then we both have like shitty pocket pairs and then get stacked. But on the bright side, we are probably only down a little bit, I would think. The EV is going to be way down, but yeah, we're going to be down like 50 or 20 or something like that. Just going to check 3 of hearts here. I am going to call. I think he bets most of his hearts on the turn, being in position. Fold king 4. Fold the 3 dudes. You're going to bump up the pocket aces. Guess just fold his ass in. Yeah, he's 9 raise. Okay. And we're going to bet here with pocket aces. Didn't 3-bet pre-flop, so we're going to bet again here. I think if he has an 8, just knock and fold. So we'll just keep betting here. Let's fold, okay. Yeah, I think if he has an 8, we get in. I mean, if he does show up a deuce with a deuce, that's fine. But I think the times he has like 8s, 9s, 7s and stuff, it's far more important to try to stack him than it is to worry about him, you know, the few times he actually has deuces or something. But anyways, yeah, I was just saying that it's been a extremely up and down session, so it could have been a lot worse. I'm just going to rip here with the 8. I think that's actually not the greatest. Makes no sense. Should just call there and let him continue bluffing. So don't do that. Originally I thought, well, if he has a flush, maybe he'll call and stuff, but I think being in position. Were we in position? No. Yeah, we were in position there, so better to just call him and let him bluff river, and then if he doesn't bluff, we can just shove river. At a position, you know, it's probably fine to just rip there. Because then all his draws are more likely to call. And if you call, then, you know, like shove river, all his draws just fold. If you check river, most of the time his draws just fold or check back. So, anyways, take a peek here. Yeah, so we're just like even. I mean, EV, we're up 50. Full pot here. Huh. Interesting. Guess there's full. Again, I kind of want to believe. I mean, he could be just coming after us, but we're out of position with a shitty top pair on a 3 flush board. I think betting full pot. I think it's perfectly fine to just, you know, believe him and move on. Here we're gonna go half pot. Out of position 3 ways for value, of course. So no 3-bet pre. So he doesn't have jacks. Or he could have jacks under the gun versus a big blind open, but generally I think people still 3-bet jacks there. Doesn't have like pocket aces. Could have pocket 8s. 10 8 suited, call. We ISO this pre-flop. No, he raised, we called. Okay, we're just gonna check here to him. Raise the queen jack. We're gonna open the ace 3. We're gonna call the ace 9 offsuit here. Bottom pair. There's a half pot bet. Guess we probably peel 1 here is fine. In position might be better, but okay. Ace 5 suited, we're 3-betting. And we're gonna check the ace to him. And we do spike a queen on the turn, so we're just going half pot and then try to shove river. He checks back, so we'll just go for a block bet here. And we're just gonna check down the bottom pair. Jack's not great. The few hands we did beat, we now lose to, so. A set of queens, how are you not value betting that at all, bro? Got value bet there for sure. Block bet turn, bet river, I would say. Pocket 6s. Guess we just fold here, being stuck in the middle. Here comes a 6. Excuse me. Derek 4-bets us, so we're just gonna fold. Ace jack, it's under the gun open, we'll let that go. Stacks are awkward sizes where we're gonna have all of the 3-bet, and then we're just gonna be like dominated, you know, in like a vast portion of the time. Oh man, open limps, dude. The fact that we ran into set over set against this particular player is bonkers to me. Okay, it's a good ISO. It's a good flop when we do ISO. I'm gonna start taking the allergy pills, folks. It's coming in heavy. All right, king 6 suited. Let's go half pot. Don't think we need to go. I don't really know what GTO does because I don't have the GTO AI stuff. Excuse me. My goodness. Alright, we are going to call bet here. With the 6. And then we're just going to check here. And here we pick up the king. Next B4 is just a weird turn play. I think I check probably just check back the king. We were looking for a diamond. So limp's free. Limp calls free. Check calls flop. Holy man, can't think with all this sneezing here. Check calls flop. Turn goes check check. And they bet half pot on river. We hit the king on the turn, so we check back. I do want to call here. I just don't really believe that they have ace. I think a 5, they probably go a bit bigger with it. Okay, limp call ace jack, no big deal. Just limp call ace jack, stack you again. Perfect, well played. Really well played hand. Really well played hand. Big pocket large, big snake. Alright, we're just gonna block with the 10s. We beat 6-7, we beat 7-8. Let's get river. Fold the 8 deuce. Alright. Let's call. I'm a little bit tilted. Alright. And our downfall continues this afternoon. But the Bink or Bust challenge is alive and well. Fold 5-4. Kings versus ace 4. But again, it's kind of expected to have this level out. It is a little bit annoying to be not running the best. Not a whole lot you can do, you know. Over about 10,000 hands, we've 1,242. We've been at 1242 over 10,000 hands, right? So, you know, that's like mostly NL50, so it's well over 20 BBs per 100. Even still, like even after this like break-even stretch, right? From here to here, so you know, it's fine. It's fine. The ace 9 was fun. And we're gonna flow this if he bets. Fold queen 6. So the only hand really that he continues double barreling here is a queen. So I think when he checks, he just doesn't have a queen often enough. So we're just gonna try to rep the queen. Just call. I think he calls 1 with most of his pairs. So we just keep betting here. And I think he just ends up folding. I guess he has queen 7 or queen kings. Come on, bro. King kings. It's like the one hand that has ace X and pocket kings. I guess just call. Because they're pocket kings, I suppose. Okay. Well, stream number 9 Not so successful today. A little bit tilty. A few bad decisions. Not running great. Fold king 9, fold jack 6. So 8, 9. I mean, overall, we haven't been playing horrendously bad or anything. I don't think. Made maybe a few bad decisions today. I think the bet here and bet into that are fine. Queens. I wonder if we maybe shouldn't overbet turn, but like I think maybe overbetting turn's a mistake. I think best is probably just to go like half or 3/4 pot and then blast river. Once we overbet turn and he calls, it's like overbet turn and then shut down river, or like bet small and then bet 3/4 pot. This is probably the better play, I think. Overbetting kind of looks a little extra bluff here. Okay. We're going to squeeze here with the aces. Go a little bit smaller because they're stack sizes. Ruby Jones. Here's 3-bet. I think we can consider actually. Get more polar out of the big blind. Thank you. Somebody put the money in. Queen 9 of diamonds. Perfect hand to suck it on his way. Okay, here we're gonna overbet at a position. Got shot. Oh, sorry. I missed the. Don't worry, you'll suck it. Suck out has to come. Okay. Bet here. He does fold the king 10 suited. What are we dodging? Just dodging a jack. Just no jack. Thank you. Back to even here. One-handed NL 100. Stacked a shorty stack over here at NL 50. Feeling good. Feeling good. Yeah, this guy's bonkers. This is just some random stuff. Shouldn't make a note of that though. 4 bet shoved. Queen 9 suited. First squeeze on 80 big blind stack. Okay, raise up the 7 pot suited, check here, fold here, fold 10 3, fold king 7. I mean, like realistically, yeah, we're gonna fold there a lot. So I'd rather, like, I mean, it's kind of bonkers as it is with that hand, maybe. It's nice to see people actually making sense of it, I suppose. Like, you know, if you're willing to do that, I think your odds of like becoming a better poker player are like way better than like the nit who won't pull the trigger ever. You know. So what were we just gonna look at here? Oh, yeah. I'm curious what our EV line is at, because that's what we're gonna try to focus on. Is that an EV line? Turn checks around, ace ropes off. Could just have an ace here a lot. Wonder if we're best there. Here at a position, but we're gonna bet with 2 face cards. Jackie again with pocket queens against Jackie. Just check fold this time. Fold 7-3, check here. So they didn't 3-bet pre-flop. I think we just have to bet again on the juice. Snap balls, unfortunately. So I guess we give up. EV wise, we are at 1350. Maybe this in here. 1350. So we are about, depending, you know, we're about $300 below EV, about 6 buy-ins or so. Around 50. Okay, we take a king 5. Fold 6 deuce. Fold 6 deuce. Fold jack 10. They squeeze. I think ace 5 suited. I would rather 4-bet with. More so than Ace 6 suited, just kind of a shitty hand. King 6 suited, I think, do a lot more squeezing with, right? 4-betting method. There's something weird with a King 6 suited because you have like the higher wheel draw, something that GTO just likes, you know, about for firing it. Okay, so yeah, we are in a bit of a downswing here. Not a whole lot. What was our peak? Oh, our peak was 1320, and we are at 1068. So not too bad. Just under 300 down. It's actually more than that though, right? Like you're down 300. You're down 300 in actual earned dollars. Check the jack eight. You'd have 300 in actual earned, but it was about 4,000 hands at about 10 BBs per 100. It's actually more than that. So that's another 200 you're down. You get 100 of that back. So we're down about 400 from peak. We're going to ice it with deuces. Yeah, we're down about 400 from peak, I would say. Okay. The jack 8 here, I guess we just check all the way around. We ISO pre, so we're going to bet this. We're going to bet here. People do overcall, so I think leaning towards just double barreling is fine when you have significantly more of the top pairs than they do. I shouldn't say they're overcalling, but like they're just calling stupid ranges, I guess is what I should say. Because like small bets just naturally profitable because people overfold to it. But the hands, like the crazy hands, like they play so many hands pre-flop that like their ranges are just so wide. We have to bet here, obviously, with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, king on board. That's the pre-flop raiser. No chance to do. 2 callers, clubs roll off. Just done with the hand. We're gonna ISO 9 suited. Queen deuce suited. It could probably be an ISO as well. Yeah, checks her out. We're just done with the hand. So, anyways, despite swinging down today, yeah, it kind of swung, and then we came out of it. Then we swung back down. Okay, fold here. Show here. Here. Fold queen 9. Fold the 8-7. Here. So we're just down. I'm just gonna fold that. Basically down half a buy-in or a buy-in, depending. Down 50. EV's even today. But anyways, like I said, it's gonna be a shorter stream today, so I do. I'm just gonna play out to our blinds. Then we're gonna end the stream. Fold 7 deuce. Fold 10-3. So our queen, I gotta double check this. I went through this like yesterday and I still didn't double check it. Remy just cold calls here. Interesting. I think we check the ace here more often than people do, and more often than people think. Here with the ace king suited against shovel spades, we are going to barrel. So hard not to double barrel now. They've checked us twice. Snap calls. Like, what do you have? Oh my god. Alright, get me out of this hand. Here we're going to double barrel the ace king suited. It's just going to be like ace and an ace or something. Like people just have an ace. Ace 5 and ace 7. 7 jacks. Good lord. That is crazy. Cold calls the 3-bet. The under gun open. And cut off 3-bet. In the small blind. All's the turn there. Wins at 7. Well, guess if we're betting that turn, we should probably be just planning to barrel the rivers. That was the original plan until the 9 rolled off. And despite the fact that they don't have too many 9s, you can't really discount. It's like hard to give. It's hard to give fish a pre-flop range. You kind of have to, you know, narrow it post-flop more than pre-flop, I find. Alright, this board will see bet. Even 3 ways. Make it down so often here. But because they play such a wide range, like it's really hard to say, oh, they can't really have this because of their pre-flop actions. Like, trust me, they can have it. And we just check down here with the ace king if he'll let us. And we check it down. Yeah, that's a good check though. It's a good check. Can't really bet that, I don't think. The flip side of that is when I am checking, I have some showdown value usually. So I think that increases the odds that I'm willing to bluff river, so maybe he should lead out there small. But anyways, guys, we are basically down 50 today, give or take. TV, we're even basically, and we're down 50 for the dollars. All in all, you know, 90 hands in, we were down 100, so could be worse. This is super swinging. Like we were within the first 110 hands, I think we were all in. Like, I think we were all in here. That's like 1, 2, 3. That's 4, 5, and then 6, 7 all-ins, and then another all-in, and another all-in, and another all-in here, another all-in here. So, very swingy session for day 9. Hoping to get some more hands in today, later today. It's been a busy couple weeks, but we do have a video coming out around 8 o'clock today, just giving an update on week 1. Bankroll sitting at about 3,000 still, give or take a little bit today. So I guess like whatever, just down a bit, but yeah, up about 500 from the original starting stack. We did jump to NL 100 as well. So we haven't put a lot of tables in at NL 100, so the swings, like playing the NL 100 tables, like the $50 swings, is not really anything to even talk about. It's not even half a buy-in. So hopefully we can start getting some more hands in. And yeah, we will see everybody in the next